Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have the video you have all been waiting for. But first, before we go ahead and get into it, go and smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you're not already doing so you guys can stay in the loop on all these videos that I'm pushing out. After all, they are all for y'all. But guys, I've been wanting to do this mod for the longest time. It has been the final touch, in my opinion, the final touch on my E92, and that final touch is the upgraded LCI taillights. So as you guys can see, I'm still rocking the OEM taillights on my car, and these just look outdated. The little clear bar, just everything about them, I just don't like them. For their time period, they were way ahead, but overall, guys, they look outdated compared to all the other modifications I have done to the car. So we're basically gonna be swapping these out. So right here, guys, I have the updated LCI taillights. And so guys, I didn't opt for the regular red LCI taillights. I got the black ones. I overall have a pretty dark color theme on my E92 with like the graphite and the black interior and the carbon and everything else. So I feel like the red is just kind of an eyesore. At least for me, I just don't think it brings out the full potential of the car. So I basically got these smoked color, so they're illuminated on the inside. They're still LED, but I freaking love the way these look. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put these on. And I will leave a link down below for where I bought my set. It came with the two that connect to the trunk, obviously, the inside ones. And then we have the full set right here. And as you guys can see right here, it did come with all the wires and plug and play stuff that you need to basically just go ahead and install these simply and effectively. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to install those right now. So as for everything we do that's electrical, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the battery. So get that 10mm, disconnect the negative terminal. And as for my technique, I wrap it around with a cloth. That way it doesn't touch any metal anywhere else. It doesn't really matter where you start. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the actual full tail light here. So all you're gonna basically go ahead and do first off is go ahead and disconnect the tail light. You're gonna see the connector, it's gonna be held in right here. And you're literally just gonna go ahead and push this little clip down, and this whole thing should slide right out just like that. Sweet, and now you're actually gonna see the little nuts holding the taillight assembly in place. And to remove those little nuts, you're gonna need an 8mm wrench. You can also use an 8mm deep socket, but you can't use a shallow because it has a little pole that sticks out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use a wrench. And then we should be able to just pull it off by hand from here. Sweet. And then right there, same exact thing. This one's gonna have like a little bushing or something like that on it. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure we get both of them off. Put that off there. So in total, we're gonna have 1, 2, and then 3 is gonna be right up there in that corner. So now we have our 3 8mm and our little bushing thing that we have right here all out. Now you guys can see this black assembly right there. That's actually what's gonna be holding our bulbs and everything like that. There's a gray push tab in the middle we're gonna click, and we should be able to slide that out. There's a gray push tab right here in the middle where my finger is, and you're literally gonna push it up and then go ahead and pull this whole thing out. Should slide right out. And then now, while having one hand supporting it from the outside, you're gonna come from the inside of the vehicle and basically push this thing out. Just like that. And as you guys can see, the taillight assembly is out. We're gonna be very careful with these because I wanna be able to resell them. Basically, this section right here where this foam is at is gonna get pretty stuck on from all the dirt and debris and everything. You're really gonna get your hand just like this, push out while you have one hand on the back, supporting this thing to come out. So now we're gonna go ahead and get our taillight that's supposed to fit on the right-hand side of the vehicle. Go ahead and carefully put these off to the side. Be very careful not to damage them or anything like that. Wow, as you guys can see, this thing looks freaking sick. There you have the LEDs for the turn signal. You have your 3 bars, and wow, I mean, they look like they're gonna look freaking amazing once we actually put this on the car. And even holding it up right here, it looks way better, guys. Freaking sick. And there's these caps covering up where the nuts are gonna go to hold these in place. We're gonna keep them on just till we position it in the car so it doesn't scratch anything up. And we're literally just gonna go ahead and put this in place for now. And wow, guys, that looks freaking sick. And these turn signals are actually sequential, so I'm super hyped to see how these look. But overall, wow, and they look amazing. So I'm gonna hold it into place like this and basically gonna go ahead and bolt it in. Take off the little caps, just making sure that they didn't scratch anything on the way in. Now we're literally just gonna start threading in all of our little 8mm nuts. And then remember, guys, a little washer and everything like that up in this corner over here. So go ahead and just put that into place. The more you tighten this one right here, it's gonna bring the actual assembly tighter in. So make sure you position it exactly how you want it from the outside, and then tighten as you go. There we can get that perfect dial and perfect fitment. Hold one hand on the back of the assembly and basically just mess around with it so you can get it to be completely flush. because the more you tighten that bushing, the more you're bringing this part of the headlight assembly in. So if you go too flush and you keep tightening and tightening, you can actually crack this whole part of the tail light right here. So be extremely careful of that. That happened to my last set. But even just rigged up as is now, guys, these things look freaking sick. They match the paint perfectly. As I said, come with this little junction box right here. This is basically to make sure that your car doesn't throw any codes or anything like that through the CAN bus system. So we're basically going to go ahead and get this little connector here and plug that into the tail light. Once that's mounted, guys, you're going to have this big connector, and this is actually where the tail light harness from the car is going to connect. Let's go ahead and plug these up really quick. Make sure it snaps into place. Cool. You're not going to peel off the little 3M tape. This is so we can mount it in a good spot, but we are not going to go ahead and do that yet till we make sure everything fires up. Before I go ahead and test this, I actually want to go ahead and do this little one on the trunk first. That way I could just do one whole side to make sure it all works in one go. And so we're going to have to remove this liner right here. So we're going to need a pry tool just like this to go ahead and pop off all these tabs. So yeah, let's go ahead and start doing that. You just sink them in here and pop them out just like so. And be careful and don't scratch up the paint. Go ahead and remove all of them. Once that's all popped off, go ahead and position this down here so we have access to the little trunk tail lights. Now for this mounting nut right here, it's gonna be a 10mm fastener, so go ahead and pop this off. Then once that 10mm nut comes off, you'll be able to pull off this whole little assembly right here. And just go ahead and notate how it went in and how it went out. So we have the tab on the left side, that's how it went in right there. Then from here you can simply push and pull this thing out. And like I said, just be really careful, guys. Don't scratch up your paint and whatnot. Here we have this electrical connector. We're simply gonna push and take it off. And for that connector, you're really gonna push this back side of the little lever, and this whole little piece will come off. And now we have our little trunk light removed. So we can go ahead and get the new one and pop it into place. It's kind of obvious to see which one is which. The one with the huge R on it is obviously the right side. And one thing I will say is these feel a lot heavier and a lot better quality. Like these actually have weight to them. So I'm pretty sure these are actually gonna be really nice. Even better, guys, if you break any of the hardware, this actually comes with everything. It even comes with a little mounting bolt on here, so that's pretty sick. But now we're literally gonna go ahead and connect this little connector and fit this into place. And something worth noting, guys, is that this foam actually has like a 3M type of paper on the bottom. And you basically peel it off, and then the adhesive, you just wiggle it into place, make sure it fits all nice and it sticks into place. Sweet, guys, to get this trunk one in, you're gonna leverage this tab, so you're gonna tilt it back. Make sure the tab latches, and then from there you're gonna get this clip. You can go ahead and slide it into place, and then you're gonna go ahead and get the 10mm nut and tighten it on. And by tightening that, you're actually gonna push the taillight assembly down, so it's gonna look really good. Don't over tighten. Like I said, you don't wanna crack anything. Sweet, guys, and just to fast forward this process, you're just gonna do the same exact thing to the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quick, but you don't really need to see it, because you already saw how to do it. But yeah, guys, just go ahead and do that to the other side. Swap out the other taillights. Cool, so now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a neat way that I figured out to basically go ahead and store these. And honestly, I'm not even gonna use the little 3M stripping in case I ever have to remove this really quickly. Go ahead and just peel this back right here. And once you peel this lip back, you should be able to just stuff it down there, and it shouldn't bulge or do anything weird. You should just be able to tuck everything nice and tight down here. And yeah, that's good to go. Let's go ahead and put that cap back on. So what I'm actually gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna get some like 3M tape or Gorilla tape. And I'm actually just gonna go ahead and put this on the side right there. So I put a piece of little Gorilla tape on the back here, and I'm literally finding a flat surface right here. And we're gonna go ahead and just basically make that stick onto there. And now I'm literally gonna do the same exact thing here and just mount this right next to it. And I chose right here, basically just went ahead and put it on there, just squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, and then let go. I'm actually gonna zip tie these cables off. I don't like to have cables dangling around so close to the battery terminal. And you're not wanting to like vice grip these to death. You're literally just wanting to zip tie them to where they kind of elevate themselves. And now look at that. Yeah, no matter how these dangle, they're not gonna come in contact with the terminal. Yeah, and we'll go ahead and zip tie these off as well. But that's nice, let's go ahead and snip that off. Sweet, guys, that looks very neat. I'll check up on it, but if it ever does come off, we'll go ahead and use some more Gorilla tape or something. But this all looks pretty neat, so let's go ahead, put the little cover back on the battery. Now let's go ahead and just punch in the rest of our little clips that came out of our trunk liner. Sweet, guys, so now all of our trunk liner little push pins are installed. So now we can go ahead and test these taillights and make sure they work. And wow, guys, look how that looks. That looks freaking amazing. This, even where it's clear, it's like a smoky color and it almost looks gray. It's like it matches. Then you have the like thick LED beams that go through, and it just looks so freaking sick. I'm super hyped to turn this on and test out these sequential turn signals, but this looks freaking amazing. Looks so much better. Really does make the car look years and years newer. In moment of truth, guys, go ahead and pop the key in. We reconnected the battery, and let's see what we got here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the car on completely just so I can see if there's any errors. Don't mind my check engine light from my vacuum leak. And let's go ahead and go through the BC menu. Time, tire pressure, and that's it. So obviously we'll set the time, but yeah, no freaking LED warning. Wow, guys, these look freaking amazing. This smoked look matches the gray of my paint, and it just looks so freaking nice. The thick LEDs, they're super bright, super crisp. These look 10 out of 10, like literally freaking amazing. Just look at those. And y'all can see they do have the sequential turn signals, so they work on both sides. So whenever you put your hazards on or you're switching lanes or whatever, you can see that right there. That looks freaking sick, guys. That really does match, because I do have the sequentials on the side markers right there as well. Yeah, guys, just look at those. They look so freaking nice. 10 out of 10. Highly, highly, highly recommend this mod. Completely transforms the way the outside of the car looks. I mean, the taillights were really the last thing, the last touch to really make this car pop, and they just look so freaking nice. Look super aggressive, super modern, and yeah, guys, y'all need to buy these. Link down below. You have to get yourself a pair of these. I really do hope you guys found this video helpful. These new taillights look freaking amazing. Makes the car look years newer, way more aggressive, and just matches the overall aesthetic of the car with all the other mods that I have done. Y'all seriously need to consider getting this freaking modification for your car, especially because they're plug and play. You really can't go wrong with that at all. I will throw a link down below where you can go ahead and purchase your own, but like I said, guys, 10 out of 10 recommend this modification. Go and smash that thumbs up if you like the way these LCI taillights look. Let me know down below if you like the smoked look or if you're more traditional and like just the red ones. And also, if you have any questions at all, go ahead and drop them down below and I'll be sure to get to them and answer them as quick as I can. If you're not subscribed, go and smash that subscribe button. I don't know what y'all are waiting for. Hit that notification bell so you can stay updated on videos like this. Yeah, as always, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.